Good morning. Good morning. All right, the first thing that I want to do, because you made a choice. All you had an opportunity either not to come to school today, all you had an opportunity not to participate in the program, all you had the choice whether or not you wanted to be here. And you made the choice to come. So all of you deserve to give yourself a round of applause. Choices, fellas. How many of you, throughout all the time you've been in school, whether at school, in the neighborhood, going to Boys and Girls Club, whatever the case may be, you've heard motivational speakers or someone trying to talk? Right? A lot of us. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm not here to inspire you. I'm simply here to share. As much as I give you, I know I'll get more back in return. That's my mission. To share and to give back. For some of you, it will reach you. For some of you, you may think about it. For some of you, you may not pay attention right now. For others, it will leave with you when you go out that door. But I hope that for most of you, it resonates and you can begin thinking about what you want to do in your life now. How many of you are seniors? So for my seniors, I want you to think to graduation day in a moment. How many of you are ninth graders? For my ninth graders, I want you to think about 4 years from now. My 10th graders, I want you to think about 3 years from now. My 11th graders, I want you to think about 2 years from now. I'm going to read a passage from a book called Makes Me Want to Holler by Nathan McCall. Book was written in 1994, probably before many of you were even born. But the story remains the same. And the message still resonates today. So as I read this brief passage, I want you to think about your individual circumstances. I want you to think about your neighborhood. I want you to think about your boys, or your so-called friends. I want you to think about what you do every single day. Most importantly, I want you to think about what you're going through. So as I begin to read this passage, I simply want you to close your eyes. You can close your eyes now. I can see that other students, those who are preparing for college, seem to have confidence and direction. So I decided, almost without thinking, that I'd go to college too. I could hide out there for a while and then figure out what I really wanted to do. With time running out, I applied to 3 colleges: Norfolk State, Virginia State, and Howard University. No one in our family had gone to college before, and the one who tried to never made it. On commencement day, my parents sat proudly in the bleachers of the school auditorium. I glanced up at them, smiled weakly, then turned away. My mother had notified all of our relatives in North Carolina and New York, and had even told the minister of the family church. The Reverend Mr. Rumside had come to a Sunday service to receive a special graduation gift. It was a blue Bible with my name inscribed in gold letters with color. Sitting in that auditorium, I felt deeply depressed. I couldn't see where I'd be any better off with a diploma than the guys who had joined the military or gone off to work at the shipyard. Dressed in my cap and gown, I sat there in the trains. As one speaker after another talked glowingly about the challenges and bright futures we faced during this ceremony. The principal singled out one specific student for special recognition, the academic achievers who had received noteworthy college scholarships and awards. I'll never forget that one guy, the tall, black, goofy dude, had gotten a $50,000 scholarship to study science at a major university. The scene that and I had considered lame throughout school. They were the ones we made fun of and harassed. They sacrificed popularity to do their work. Now this was their day. Watching them walk proudly to the stage, I wondered why they had gotten so much out of school and I had not. Tears rolled in my eyes and I struggled to hold them back as I watched friends walk forward to get their diplomas. Liz, my girlfriend, with her gown bulging, bounced happily down the aisle. I saw shell shock, shame, Chip, Cruder, and a few others, along with me, were among the elites from our gang who actually made it to school. When my name was called, a walk down the aisle seemed like a death march. I walked up onto the stage, took my diploma, and shook the principal's hand without looking at him. I turned away, put on a brave face, and walked back to my seat. The carefree days were officially over. Where will you be in 6 months? Where were you? How many of you were before 1994? 1994 was going to be the year I was supposed to graduate high school. So this is me sharing, 1994. So I'm old. Y'all look at me, y'all try to do the math. I'm old, 35. 1994, I was supposed to graduate high school. But something happened. And this is about circumstances. Young brother. Please, pay attention. Alright? 1994 was the year I was supposed to graduate. But during 1993, during my senior year, where I was an all-state track runner and had 42 scholarship offers, and I thought I ran this school, literally, was the year that my life changed forever. See, I went to William Penn High School in Newcastle, Delaware. It was the largest high school in Delaware, about 2,000 students. Had 2 large cafeterias, 3 lunch periods. Because I thought I was all that, I decided that I needed to go through all 3 lunches, that it was my duty. So I wouldn't just go to the lunch period I was assigned to. I went to the first lunch, to the second lunch, and to the third lunch. And I was doing that all year long. And because my former track coach was the principal, we used to play that game back and forth. I would look at him, he would look at me, we would pretend we didn't see each other, and I tried to get out the side and go to the other cafeteria. It was a game that we constantly played with one another. This game kept on going until December 21st, 1993. December 21st, 1993, as I was sitting in my second lunch period, not just my first, I had gone to my first, and I had planned on going to the third. As I was sitting in my second lunch period, our principal walked into the cafeteria. Now, because we had been playing this game so much, I figured I would look at him, he would look at me, and I would get out the side. But there was something different in his eyes. How many of you have heard that the eyes are the gateway to the soul? And when you look in someone's eyes, you can tell what they're really thinking and who they really are. The real tough guys, when you look into their eyes, they're really soft. It's just the front. So I looked at Mr. McCarty and I saw his eyes. And his eyes were soft. And he told me to come to him. So as I walked over to him, he said, "You got to get to the hospital." I said, "What's wrong?" "I don't know, you got to get to the hospital." I ran out of the cafeteria, ran around the corner, and I had an old 1983 Ford Escort. It was ugly as hell. Brown, all messed up, and I put a fake system. Back then, systems were, it was all about a system. But because I couldn't afford a system, he took the speaker out of the house and hooked that joint up to an 8-track. And I thought because I had a real big speaker, that it would make a loud noise and have bass, but it just doesn't work that way. But I didn't know it. That's what I did. I got in my car, drove around the corner, went to the driver ed class where my girl was, because my girl was my world at that time, pulled her out of class, like I asked her to school, and got to the hospital. I get to the hospital, my father had died. He had a heart attack Christmas shot. 4 days before Christmas, during my senior year. Now, Mr. McCarty had been looking for me for over an hour when he first got the news that my father had a heart attack. But where the hell was I? I was in a place I was not supposed to be. Where did they look? In class. It was only Mr. McCarty that knew that I was cutting class all the time and going to the cafeteria. Because I was not where I was supposed to be, I did not get to say goodbye to my father. Lesson number 1. Still not knowing what to do and going through challenges, I came to school the very next day because I didn't know what else to do. Time went on. Me and my mother didn't get along very well. My father left us very poor. We got kicked out of our home, had to move to an apartment, and I just started going all over the place. In a short period of time, I got kicked out of William Penn and lost my track scholarship. I got transferred to New York High School and got kicked out. I got transferred to Christiana High School and got kicked out. Got transferred to Brandywine High School and got kicked out. You all see the theme right here, right? By the time I got to my 5th school, where I was robbing people and stealing and selling weed, I ended up getting caught. While I was waiting to get sentenced, while I was going through the court process and had to come home because I had to check in because of pre-trial, my mother had beautiful hair. My mother had beautiful black. And it was real, it wasn't a wig. Right? It was real long, but beautiful black hair. When I was a kid, she used to like me rubbing her hair when she got that